Hi guys from sultry New England. I mean to tell you, we have humidity that you could wring out of the air. So hopefully if you see me patting my face, you'll know why. Also, I want to apologize for any mowing noises you hear. Our windows are all open because we live in an 1858 house and we have no AC. So we only have fans, so all the windows are open. So let's get started. Thank you to all the volunteers. And look it, I lost my voice. I can't speak today. I'm a hot mess as usual, but the food's going to be delicious. This is Izetta's favorite meal. We're going to start out by starting our firecracker chicken because we wanted to make that because of 4th of July. So what we're going to do is first we're going to make our sauce. I've already cooked some of the chicken so we can get it in the oven because it takes about 45 minutes in the oven. So I want to have it done ahead of time. So let's get started. First off, we need to do 2/3 of a cup of Frank's Red Hot sauce. You can use any of them. You can use the buffalo. You can use anyone. You know, we put that stuff on everything. And you know how I like things spicy, like a firecracker. So we're going to add 1.5 cups of dark brown sugar, not light, dark brown sugar. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. And then in here, I have 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of red crushed pepper. I'm going to put in there. And my salt, even with rice, is having issues. So there we go. Then you mix it up. This is a really easy recipe. And if it's too spicy for you, you can leave out the crushed red pepper. It is optional if you don't like it, but we like it in it. We think it gives it a little bit of pizzazz. Plus, with the rice and all the other sides, it cools it down. So we're going to set this aside and let that sit there. Now, you can see I have some of the chicken already cooked here. Now, those are called chicken pillows, and the way you do it is you take your chicken breasts and you cut them up. Let me turn on my skillet here. You cut them up you butterfly it and cut it up into chunks of any size. I don't care if they're even, so I do them however I want. You put them in a bag and you salt and pepper them, and then you put 1/4 of a cup of not powdered sugar. Oh boy, my brain is definitely baked tonight, guys. And I haven't even been drinking anything. Only thing I've been drinking is this lovely ice water. Oh. So, put cornstarch. 1/4 of a cup of cornstarch on them. And then you Ziploc it shut and cover them. Meanwhile, in another bowl, I got ice in my mouth. Oh man, it is a hot mess tonight, guys. I'm hot and it's a mess. So, you take 4 eggs and you whisk them in a bowl. And then you're going to drop your chicken that has its powder. Why do I keep saying powdered sugar? Has your cornstarch on it, and you're going to put it in your egg. Then this is the messy part, guys. I have a trash can here, and I'm like trying to find a place for it. Okay, mix it up. And you just cover it with the egg completely. And that's what's going to make your pillow. So what happens is the cornstarch holds the egg to the chicken, and that allows it to make the pillow of egg around it. So if you run out of egg, just get some more egg. You can use however many you need. So I'm trying to get this. Let me throw a little tiny piece of stuff in there to see. It's not quite hot enough. So while we're waiting on that, we're going to discuss. We're going to make some rice. I have water going for rice. Let's see if I can make it without it boiling all over the entire kitchen. Also, next week, we are going to be doing the mock chicken tetrazzini, which is vegetarian. I make my own mock chicken from scratch, and I will make that ahead of time, and we will make tetrazzini with a vegetable and a salad. It's a really good meal. You can also make it with chicken, so don't feel like you can only make it with the mock chicken. It can be done either way, but I'm going to demonstrate it with the mock chicken. Okay, let's get our chicky in there. So you just kind of pick it up and let it go in there, and you don't. It's okay if there's a puddle of egg around it. That's what it's supposed to do. Can you see?
Just put the chicken further back in the pan.
Oh, is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. My director is like directing me right now. For some reason my brain has left me.
Tell them about the plates at some point.
Oh,
Dishes.
oh, hold on. I gotta dump this egg. It's been a week for me, guys. On top of being rain, we have had nothing but rain up here, which is beautiful, except that my flower gardens are a mess because there's weeds everywhere. Oh, hold on. There goes my husband mowing away. So the humidity and everything has just been crazy. And you know, I'm used to heat from Texas, but up here I can't take heat. It's only 88 degrees up here, and I am a puddle. A puddle. Huh? The humidity is like, who knows? I think it's like 250%. I'm sure it's not, but you know, it feels like that. So the other night we were in the living room trying to cool off in front of the fan, and all of a sudden I heard this cascade. Cascade, I tell you guys, a cascade of glass. My top shelf in my kitchen over here above my coffee mugs, where I kept my decorative antique glass and pieces of keepsake, decided to break. The pegs that hold it up broke off, and it cascaded. It went all over my kitchen. It went into my hallway. It went into my laundry room. It went into my washroom. It went into my dining room. It was a huge mess. I did not take pictures because I was too sad. I was very sad because I lost pieces that meant a lot to me. So anyway, and you know, I could probably find some of the pieces, but they wouldn't have the memories attached to them that those pieces had. So, and really sad, guys, I lost my French press. Guys, that's what I use when I have no electricity to make coffee. This school doesn't start a day without coffee. No. So we just turned them over. I want you to see how they look there. They brown. Now, I don't check to see if the chicken's done. They're going to cook at 325 for about 45 minutes, and you stir them every 15 minutes. So there's really no need to make sure they're done. They're cut small enough. You're frying them on both sides. They're going to cook at 325. They will be done, guys. Don't worry. You will not have raw chicken unless you cut them like a big chunk. Don't do that. It wouldn't be very tasty. The flavor in this is the making of the pillow and the marinade going on top. Now, this recipe, the first time I made it, probably took me 3 hours. I was making it as something for Izetta. Guys, it took me forever. Now I can make it in no time. Okay, we're going to turn off our electric skillet and throw our chickie in here. I did spray the pan with Pam because this sauce does become caramelized. Let me set this out of our way so we don't get burned. And when it does, it will stick to your pan. So it's much easier if you spray it with Pam before you do it. That way it won't stick all over. Okay, so we're going to mix up our sauce. And now we're going to pour it over the top of our chickie. This is really not hard, guys. It's like make it, leave it. Every 15 minutes you check on it. Okay. See if I can get this out of my way. And then I take a scraper and I mix it up and I cover all the chicken with the sauce. You want the chicken to completely be covered and coated. I guess coated, covered, whichever you want to say. But you want all the pieces of chicken to have sauce on them. And then kind of spread them out evenly in your pan. This recipe also makes lovely dinner lunches. You can make it and put rice in leftover rice and then some of this in a bowl and put it in the freezer and pop it out for lunch. Izetta loves to have this for lunch or a midnight snack. Okay, we're going to pop it in the oven. Alexa, set a timer for 15 minutes. Because we all know I won't remember. So, that's our firecracker chicken, guys. That's pretty much all we do with that. We're going to stir it a few times and then it'll be done and you'll see it at the end. But let's move on to vegetable lo mein. This is a dish I just currently started making recently. And first thing we're going to do is mix up our marinade to go on. Because we're going to put half the marinade over our tofu to marinate while we are doing our vegetables. And then we're going to use the other half on the lo mein when we cook it. So, to start with, we're gonna put 4 tablespoons of reduced salt soy sauce. I prefer. I did. Oh, sorry. I wasn't supposed to do that. Yeah. I like the low salt sodium soy sauce because it uses a lot. It doesn't have as much salt, and it doesn't make, you don't have to worry about stuff being over salted. Okay, so we have 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. Boy, I can't talk. Okay, soy sauce, reduced salt soy sauce. We're gonna add to this. Yeah, I just said reduced salt. 4 teaspoons of salt. I told you guys that's why I like to reduce the salt. I'm not a big salt person. We're going to add 2 teaspoons of toasted sesame oil. I like toasted sesame oil the best. It's really hard to find up here. I managed to find some, and it was on sale, which was nice. We're going to add, oh, I forgot my sriracha. Hold on a second, guys. Hold that thought. Don't leave me. Sriracha. I use this a lot. Put this stuff on everything. So we need 2 teaspoons of sriracha sauce. This is a nice, you need to strengthen your hand. This is a great way to strengthen it, guys. Okay, there we got our sriracha. Now we need ginger. And this is, we're going to use fresh ginger. And we need 2 tablespoons. So, I don't know if you guys, I don't know if I showed you guys this. So ginger is easiest. You need to, I don't like to just, it's very pithy, fibrous. So to get the skin off, instead of using a knife, use a potato peeler, and you can get it a thin layer off, and you don't get rid of so much ginger. This is the best way to peel it, and you lose less of the fresh ginger, and you have more left. So that's my little hack for the night. And then our little cutting board over here, and then I take a micro grater and I grate it. Because this, you'll see when I get finished grating here, you'll be able to see how much of the fiber is left up here. So we don't have as much, we don't have to, I don't like eating it. It's like eating wood. And I'll pass on that. Thank you very much. Ginger keeps really well in your refrigerator. So just put it in there loose. Don't put it in any plastic or anything. It'll mold if you do that. So here's 1 tablespoon. See, that was pretty quick, actually. And fresh ginger is so much better than using dry ginger. God knows how long it's been in that bowl. I mean, in that jar. I like to break off the little nodes. I know it's probably wasteful, but here we are. Ginger is not that expensive. And if you can find bigger ginger, it's great. But the store I went to didn't. I was lucky to find fresh ginger, to be honest. I need to find an Asian market around here because I like to make 8 different types of Asian food. Okay, so now we're going to grate it. We should have another tablespoon. We'll have our 2 tablespoons of ginger. So we didn't celebrate the 4th because it was pouring down rain here. We were going to have a cookout. We were going to grill Andy's famous jalapeno apple ribs and have neighbors over and hang out together. But instead, we just tried to stay cool in the rain. And it poured down rain all day the 4th. So we didn't do anything exciting. And up here, you're not allowed to shoot off fireworks. So there will be some city fireworks, but I heard that it's not until Saturday, which is really weird that they have them the Saturday after 4th of July. But yeah, it probably was because of the rain. Yeah, it's been raining for 2 weeks straight. It's been crazy. Okay. Now I'm just going to give this a little stir. Let me smell. Oh my God, guys. That it smells so delicious. Okay, next thing, our tofu. Now, this is one of the things I want to tell you about tofu. Here's another tip, hack, tip, whatever you want to call it. I just set these on top, and I put a dish towel under and above them, and I press them out. And by doing that, your tofu is going to boy, what's the word I'm looking for? It'll be firm, and it will keep its shape when you cook it with it. See how nice it is, and it doesn't crumble and come apart. It takes all the, and it'll absorb the marinade, and it takes all the moisture out of the marinade. Out of, hold on, guys, I got a runaway moisture. I'm glistening. Oh, I got a pocket, thank goodness. Okay. Cut them down the middle. Cut them like this. Get yourself a zippy. Kind of throw them in there. And see, normally if you don't do this with your tofu, it will just like break all apart on you when you're trying to do this, and you have a big crumbled mess. This is a good way to also be able to crisp it up and make it very tasty, and it'll be crispy in your dish. And not, and you always wondered, well, we're going to also show you another hack of how to make it crispy after it's been in the marinade. So we're going to put half of our marinade in, so about a quarter of a cup. Put that in there. And you're just going to let it marinate for a little while while we get our vegetables ready to go in our pot. Give it a massage. I love to massage things. I may have retired from doing massage, but I massage my food all the time. So, and my dogs. Oh, every morning, it's hilarious. My daughter's dog comes straight to me before she'll go out to get an ear massage before she'll go outside.
She looked through this morning. She couldn't find you.
Where was I?
She had to look.
Oh, it's gone.
She had to look all over the house before she would come outside. She checked every single room.
Oh no, she found me.
Morning?
Yeah. Oh no, it was gone, wasn't I? Oh, I was out walking. Okay. Did I forget something? No, I did not. Okay. Next thing. We're going to do the easy stuff first. We need a cup and a half of spinach. Now, you might say to yourself, well, you know, spinach is not much to it. We'll just, you know, I'll just use a whole container. Well, trust me, I've done that before and it did not work out well. So, you need a cup and a half of packed spinach. So, there you go. That looks about right. In your bowl. The rest of this you can save for a pizza, or you can make sauteed spinach with a dash of wine, garlic, and mushrooms, and it's a dash of lemon, and it is delicious as a side vegetable. So we got that. Our next thing we're going to do is we need a cup and a half of Napa cabbage shredded. So this is what Napa cabbage looks like when you get it. I remove all outside leaves. I never keep the outside leaves of any of the vegetables I get. I know some people think that's wasteful, but I don't know what pesticides or what else they've come in contact with, so I don't want to use any of that. So I get rid of it. I guess we'll shred from this side. I'm not very good with this, so let's see. That looks to me like more than we need. So we're just, huh? That's true. And who doesn't like the crunch of it? We're going to put just a little more. There we go. Okay, so there's our Napa cabbage.
That's what shred means. Just that, like.
Yeah, shred just means to cut it into small pieces. Unless you're doing carrots, which that's a different thing. which we're now moving on to carrots. Where did our carrots go? Here they are. And I have 2 very small carrots because I like to buy my carrots in a weird way. So I buy them in bunches with the tops on them. So because they're sweeter and I like them that way. And I prefer to peel my own carrots and cut them up. I know you can buy them that way, but guys, think about the preservatives they had to put on those carrots to get them to stay that way. Oh, look, he has a handle. Okay. No, don't do that. Just don't think about that. And you ask yourself, Kathy, why do you think about this stuff? I'm going to blame my mom for it. She always thought about stuff like that. So anyway, that's why. Don't do that. Also, oh my goodness, guys, I went to the garden and I have so many radishes. I don't know what to do with them. I should have done a show on how to get rid of radishes. Okay. We're going to julienne cut these guys. Let's put these guys over here. I have too much stuff over here. Okay. We're going to julienne cut it. If you have a big carrot, you only need 1. But I have a very small baby one. So we're going to julienne it, which julienne means stick, like a matchstick. They have machines that do it. I use a knife. Everybody does it differently. I'm not very good at this. If Gordon Ramsay saw me, he'd kick me out of his kitchen. You don't know how to use a knife, girl. Out. And that's probably true. But you know what? People aren't paying $500 for my meal either.
People watch her name. Snowy Love said this is high.
Hi. Who?
Snowy Love.
Snowy Love. Oh, hi there, Snowy Love. Hey, let us know if there's a recipe you want to see or a question you have about anything. Also, guys, I don't know if you've been watching my shorts, but my shorts on YouTube, I have several different series I'm doing. One of them right now is a drink series that I'm doing from Tequila Mockingbird, and it's been fun. I learned to make my own grenadine, which I'd never done before, and it was really easy. And I made pomegranate grenadine, and it's much tastier than the cherry one. I highly recommend it. So anyway, I highly recommend watching that. And they're tasty. I don't like champagne, and we made a champagne one this last week. It was delicious. Okay, so we're going to press our garlic. I've already peeled it because we have to have all these different elements ready to go in the wok, to do in the wok. And there's some more. And we're hoping the chicken will be done.
He'll be done enough that we can show him.
That's true. Well, that was a runaway. You will not press me. Okay, guys, just remember garlic. There's 4 different levels of garlic. When you leave it whole, it has the least flavor. When you crush it like on its side, the next level. When you dice it, it's another level. And the most flavor comes from mincing. Okay, pressing. So we're going to put this over here. Now we're going to do our lovely red pepper. The easiest to do a red pepper so you don't have to pull the seeds out is cut it off like this on the sides. And I guess I'm just full of tips tonight. I feel like a tipster. I accidentally didn't get that one right. Alexa? Okay, I'm going to pull this out and stir it. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it or not.
Alexa, stop.
Okay, and you can kind of see how it's cooking along there. Okay, Alexa, set a timer for 15 minutes. Okay, our rice, we're going to get it started. Let's see if I can do this correctly, guys, without it going. Woo! I never have it happen except for on the show. I think you guys jinxed me. Okay, let's get that in there. Mix your rice around so the rice will stay on the bottom and not be in a pile. Let it come back to a boil and then turn it down to a simmer for 15 minutes, which we'll do here in a minute. Okay, we're gonna julienne. Oh, hold on guys, I need a paper towel because I'm gonna be in trouble. My workspace is a mess. It looks like Kathy was cooking. Oh, I am. That's the problem. And I'm hot. Well, actually not hot, just sticky. I don't like sticky. Okay, so we're gonna julienne cut this. Now, it's easy. Hello, Gianna. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so I like to cut off the top pieces. You can keep them for something else or toss them at your choice. I'm going to toss them because I know I'm not going to be making anything to use them in the near future. But it just makes it easier to julienne cut them. Make them nice and small because you want them to be partially done, al dente, in your vegetable lo mein. Let me tell you guys, this vegetable lo mein is to die for. I cannot stop eating it. I don't eat meat for the most part. I do have one bite of meat here and there, but I don't like the texture very well, and so I don't eat meat or the flavor. So, but my family does, so we always cook both vegetarian and meat every night. So, yes, our house is like a buffet every night, and I do cook like this every night. Except for Sunday night. I get Sunday nights off. Unless I'm trying something. I see something. Oh, I'm terrible. My husband I want to watch drive-ins and dine-ins and dives, or whatever it's called. And, oh my goodness, my husband sees a recipe. So on Sunday night, I'm making it. Okay, so we got them julienne. You're going to want to cut them down into about thirds. Because if you're like me, you don't want to try to get these without getting slapped in the face. I do not like being slapped in the face with food. So, got our little peppers ready. Now, last thing, mushrooms. So, first mushrooms I have, these are all ready to cut up in here, are oyster mushrooms. And you're going to cut them off, the little stem they grow on. And I know that's probably edible, but I don't like it, and it lets off too much moisture. You're just going to slice them up. These are delightful mushrooms. If you can find them somewhere to buy by the pound, you'll look at the price and you're like, $7 a pound? I'm not paying that for mushrooms. Guys, when you buy this amount that I'm just doing right now, it's like $3 worth. Not bad. And you have fresh oyster mushrooms that don't look like they were picked 20 years ago and put in a bag for you. Look how fresh and delicious they look. I want to try growing my own. We have a basement here, and our basement, we don't keep anything down there because it gets wet all the time. So we got those oyster mushrooms. Then we're going to do our shiitakes. I also buy those. Now, I take the stems off. I don't like the stems on shiitakes. I feel like they're kind of fibrous, so I take them off. I know I have a smaller. I do have a paring knife. So you're going to take them off, get a few of them together, and then cut them up. These also, notice how nice and white they are. When you buy them in the store in a box already cut up, they're kind of brown. That's not good. I think, oh, yeah, I can just pull them off with my hand. Forget the knife, guys. Just pull them off with your hand. So this is a produce tip. These also are about $7 a pound, but when you buy this many as I have here, it's about $3 worth. And I'm not careful. I just grab them. I was in a hurry that day. And so I just grabbed them. I normally buy them the day I use them, which was, I thought I was going to use them yesterday. Sorry about yesterday, guys. The internet was not we had no internet from 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon until about 6:20, 6:30 yesterday evening. And no explanation, just didn't have it. Who knows? I mean, some of the drivers up here are really bad, so maybe they hit the, I don't know. I got nothing. Not our whole town was out, just our street. It was a conspiracy. That's what it was. It was a conspiracy. So I had to cook on the fly, and we made chicken strips and wine pasta and sauteed broccoli and Caesar salad. It was a delicious meal on the fly. And I only had to go to the grocery store for a couple items. Luckily, I had everything else. I am not going to use all these because I feel like I have too many. So I'm going to set those aside. So we got our mushrooms together here. You can buy your egg noodle lo mein noodles in a box like this, or they sell them in different packages. This one happens to be 14 ounces. We only need 8. But I'm like, oh, you can never have too much pasta. So we're going to have more pasta. So now Izetta's going to change the cameras, and we're going to, oh no, wait, now I'm going to put some cornstarch in this bowl, and I'm going to dust these with cornstarch. And what that will do is make them so they're crispy and it holds in that marinade. So you take them out and you just start dusting them. And then we're going to cook them in the wok, and we're going to remove them from the wok, and then we'll cook our vegetables and return them to the wok with the noodles at the end. And that looks pretty good. And see how, isn't that nice how it stays together? Okay, I'm going to wash my hand while Izetta changes the camera over. Stay with me. Alexa, set a 15-minute timer for rice. Okay, now there's the thing about woks is they have to be screaming hot, guys. You need to have your wok on high. Do not be scared. Do not be scared. Woks like to be high. Hot, hot, hot. So we're going to turn it on, let it get hot. Let's see what our water's doing back here. We need to get our water boiling, so I'm going to turn that up back there. We've got our rice cooking after our catastrophe. Yeah, it's almost boiling now. Actually, I'm going to move my water up here. Easier. Okay. That's going to take a minute. Sorry. Let me clean up my area while we're starting, and we'll talk here a minute. You'll also notice on my shorts today, I posted a thing. I made strawberry popsicles. They're really easy. You can make them with any fruit. You could use peaches, blueberries, blackberries, whatever you wanted. If you use blackberries or raspberries, I highly recommend straining the seeds out. But it's made with fruit, sugar, water, and lemon juice, and then you just freeze them. And Izetta was really hot, and I made them so she'd have them to cool off with, and she used it today. She cool off, and she said it was delicious. Oh, also, I would be great if you guys would like and subscribe my channel and share my channel and get people to follow my channel, subscribe to my channel. I'd appreciate it. Okay, let's see. Yep, we're hot. So we're going to add our sesame oil. And you notice I did it in a circle. You want to do it in a circle around so it kind of goes down. And then we're going to toss in some of our meat. And we do not want to put it all in here at one time because we want to crispify it. I guess I didn't have it hot enough because it's not sizzling. Oh, I guess you're right. This is one. Let's see here. I'm gonna get my little fish flipper. I really like it. I'm gonna add a little bit more oil to this. I want quite a bit of oil to do the tofu. We're also gonna use one of these glass dishes to put it into when it's done. To sit back here. This will get hotter. It's more important that it's extremely hot when you put your vegetables in. One of the things about Asian food is you do not have your food, your vegetables should not be overcooked. They should be al dente. It's highly important, guys. Highly important. There, it's starting to do its thing. And we're not in a hurry because we're waiting on our chicken. Chicken, you know how chicky is, takes its time. So, get this. Also, some other ideas for cool recipes is try to make recipes that you can do on the grill. We usually grill this time of year a lot, but guess what? We can't. It's been raining, and guess what? We're going into 2 more weeks of rain. We've had a couple days off, and it's been extremely hot, but it's been nice. Okay, I'm gonna add a little sesame seed oil to my water so my noodles will not stick together. And you should cook these according to the package directions, which this direction calls for 6 minutes. Every package is different. Please make sure you read your package and don't cook them exactly like I am cooking mine. And I do like to mix them around a little, make sure they're in there good. Alexa, set a timer for 6 minutes for noodles. All righty, got that going. Looks like our, oh, look how crispy that tofu is. Look how it turned out, guys. Look how beautiful it is. You know what? I'm going to the tongs. That's another reason you want to press it. You cannot use tongs on tofu if you do not press it. It will fall apart. You will not be able to pick it up. So there you go. It's getting nice and hot. You can see it's getting nice and crispy. We're going to add some more here in a minute as soon as we take this out because this is not going to take very long. I was right. It's already crispy. Look at that. Look how delicious that looks. Drain off your oil. You don't want to get too much oil in there. You don't want it soaking up in there. You can use your tongs to slide it up on your spatula. This is a cast iron wok. You can use any kind of wok you like. I just happen to like cast iron a lot. I own a ton of cast iron. I was afraid that shelf was going to break, and it wasn't even the shelf. I worried about the wrong shelf. So I'm going to get this in here. And one more batch after this one. I think I did. Ooh, boy, I am going to be cleaning the stove a lot tomorrow. But that's normal. Actually, I shouldn't say that because I have to clean the stove a lot every day I cook. I mean, they don't call me a hot mess for no reason. Alexa, turn off. Okay, we're going to stir this again. And this is about 15 minutes from being done. This sauce is delicious. on top of your rice also. Put it back in. Alexa, set a timer for 15 minutes. Chicken. Yes, I have become addicted to Alexa in my kitchen. I fought it tooth and nail, and my girls were like, "You need one, Mom." And now she's like my right hand person, but she doesn't shut up for me because I think I cussed at her too many times when I started using her. And now she only turns off when I say inappropriate words, which are not allowed on my live stream. So we will refrain from saying those words. And Izetta may tell her to turn off at times. So you can see it's cooking really quick now that our wok is hot. So you realize, now you kind of understand why your vegetables cook so quickly. Because here we are done with this batch. Throw it in here. Izetta likes to do this also and just add mushrooms and garlic and spinach and eat it with rice sometimes. She'll do that if I have it on hand and I'm making something she doesn't like. And then we all end up eating it, and then she's like, "Hey, no leftovers for me." Okay, that's last of our tofu. I will tell you, cooking over a wok is not cool. If you have seen any of the workers at an Asian place like Panda Express, they always look so hot. Well, now you know. I can tell you from experience, it is not a cool place to be. And they probably are a lot better at this than me, but that's okay.
We are working all day.
Yeah, and they do it all day. Yes. One of the foods I want to learn that I haven't really done much of is Thai food. I need to work harder on learning that. I love Thai food. Okay, so our tofu is done. Our next step in this process is we're going to add our garlic. And we're going to put it into here. We're going to add our garlic, our mushrooms, our red bell pepper, and our carrots. And we're going to cook them for 3 or 4 minutes. So we're going to add that in. Add our carrots in. Add our red peppers. Add our mushrooms. And then mushrooms. Now you're going to toss. When you do stuff in a wok, you don't stir, you toss. And you kind of press them up the sides. Alexa, turn off. So we have our noodle done. Let me drain our noodles real quick. Hopefully my mushrooms and stuff will handle that weight. Oh, shit. So I can tell this is getting there. I'm going to take this lid off, which I turned on too tight because sometimes I get crazy with my, I can do this strength thing. I've like stuck my lid. I've learned the hard way. So what happened is when we moved, my kettle got slightly bent. And so now the lid is not supposed to go all the way on. And my husband keeps telling me to buy a new one. Okay, we want to put cold water over our noodles to stop the cooking. Okay, we're gonna let it sit with the cold water on it while we finish it up, and then we'll drain them and put them in. So use the cold water to stop the cooking. You don't want them cook any further. Okay, these have gone long enough. They're al dente. Now we're gonna add our Napa cabbage and saute for a few minutes. So if you kind of see, we're going through the stuff as it would cook in the amount of time it takes to cook. You can add other vegetables, but I've found that these are the best vegetables for this. I've added bean sprouts before, didn't add anything to it. I've added other stuff, so I recommend this combination. And so you want to just do it till you see how my Napa is starting to wilt down. That's a sign that it's ready for me to put the spinach in. Okay, now we want to add back our noodles, our sauce. No, I'm going to add the sauce in first. I'm going to add the sauce in first, mix it around. Woo, I can smell that ginger. Smells delicious. I'm going to, don't pick that up off the gas stove without a hot pad, guys. That's not a good idea. Add our tofu back in.
The thing you just put down.
This?
The hot pad you just put down.
Oh. Okay, let's drain our noodles. Get the water off of them. Alexa, turn off. I heard rice. It was the rice. Okay, now we're going to put our noodles into here. And now you want to stir those in good. Look what a beautiful dish that is. They will heat back up because they're in with this hot vegetables and stuff. And that dish is done, so we're going to turn it off. It'll stay hot in there. Our rice is done, and so I think we can probably, you want to check and see how much longer we have on.
Alexa, how much are my timers?
Oh, it's fine. We're gonna go ahead and plate it because the chicken, it's got a few more minutes, but it's fine. We can plate it. So we're gonna add some rice. Whoops. Hopefully I'm gonna add some rice. And then it's easier to serve this with tongs. Kind of get your noodles up with tongs. Then get yourself some of the vegetables and tofu. And we're gonna grab some chicken out of here. And that, guys, is your Asian meal night. It's delicious, it's easy to make, and it's easy to eat. And in about 45 minutes, you can be eating Asian food at home that's tasty. You'll have tons of leftovers, and it freezes well. I look forward to seeing you next week for chicken tetrazzini. I will be making mock chicken, but you can also use fresh chicken with it. It is cooked the same way. So I look forward to seeing you guys, and please subscribe and have a great, wonderful week.